Okay, for the last video to review material from before you took your last test, we're going to review how to solve trig equations with a calculator. If I need to go through more examples than I do, please let me know because I can definitely do more. I'm actually going to skip the first two problems because actually I'm not going to. We're going to go ahead and go right into this. I have 2 cosine squared of x plus 3 sine of x equals 0. I can actually solve this by hand, but we will not ask you to do that. We are going to enter this into the graphing calculator. So we're going to do 2 cosine squared, 3 sine. So in our y equals, we're going to type in, clear that out, 2 cosine of x. Notice how I'm entering the square in there. And then plus 3 sine. And we're going to go ahead and go to zoom trig, which is option 7 there. And my calculator actually gives me an extra tick mark. So this is pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. So I don't have to worry about that one there. A lot of your calculators won't give you that. Remember that we're looking for when this equals 0 on the interval from 0 to 2 pi. So it would be these two answers here. And since we're looking at zeros, we're going to do second trace or calc, and we're going to find our 0, which is option 2. Now they want a left bound and a right bound. I'm going to just type in 0 for the left bound, and then I want to look at this one, so I'm going to do like 3 pi over 2 for my right bound and see where that gets me. Okay, so notice my first 0 is in between my 2 arrows there. And then I'm going to go ahead and guess simply pi, somewhere around there, and get an answer. So my first 0 is 3.665. 3.665. So let's go ahead and write that down. First answer is 3.665. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing to find the second 0. So we're going to do second calc, option 2. And I'm going to do left bound is there. Right bound, I'm going to do 2 pi. Enter. And I'm going to guess somewhere in between there. I'm just going to arrow over. Oops, I went too far. And hit enter. So that 0 is set 5.760. So 5.760. There we go. Okay, it's as easy as that. This would be the same thing. Type it in, find your zeros. You should be good there. I'm going to look at number 11 because the rest are very similar. 11 is where a lot of people struggled on their test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find when tangent of x is equal to 12.8044. And to do that, I'm going to do inverse tangent of both sides. So I get x equals the inverse tangent of 12.8044. Instead of graphing that, we're going to go and just enter it. So inverse tangent is going to be second tangent, and it's 12.8044, right? 8044. And I'm going to get an answer there. Okay, so I get 1.492. When we talked about this, even without a calculator, we know that we should actually get 2 answers here. So we need to find the other answer by thinking of our unit circle. And tangent is going to be positive here, which is the one we found. Okay, so our 1 point whatever fits there. So that's 1.492. Tangent is also positive down here. So we need to, in our calculator, do pi plus 1.492. So to do that, going back to my calculator, I'm going to type in pi, because it'll just take my answer, and then hit second pi, we're adding pi, and hit enter. We get 4.634. And those are 2 answers. For cosine, I like to deal with the positive ones there just to make sure I'm accurate. So technically we're finding a reference angle. So we're going to do inverse cosine of positive 0.4317. So we're going to do inverse cosine of positive 0.4317. Make sure I typed that in correctly. Don't even need the parentheses there. And I get 1.124. Okay, so if we think of the unit circle here, let's extend my page a little bit. If I think of the unit circle here, I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger so we can focus on that area. And draw this in. We found when cosine was positive, we need to consider when cosine is negative. So you think of my reference angle here is in the first quadrant, but all students take calculus, cosine is going to be negative here, so we're going to have an angle here and here. So we need to do pi minus 1.124 and pi plus 1.124. And that'll give us our two answers. I'm going to ignore that one because that's actually just a reference angle that I found. So go ahead and go back, type in pi minus. I'm going to do that in my handheld calculator. When I do pi minus 1.124, I get 2.018. That's a 1 there. And then pi plus 1.124 gives me 4.266. And those are my two answers. Go ahead and zoom out a little bit, rearrange. So those are the ones that people struggled with at least finding all of their solutions to. I'm actually going to stop here. If you want me to go through and do more on the graphing calculator and show you how to do that, I can do that. One thing to know is if you have one like this where it equals 1/2, type in sine times cosine and then type in 1/2 and find where they intersect. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do that one really quickly. So sine of x, cosine of x, and 1/2. So in your graphing calculator, I'm all over the place today, sorry. Sine of x, cosine of x, we want to know when that equals 1/2. Okay, so in my second function, I'm going to enter 1/2. I'm going to do second. Actually, I'm not going to do second. I'm going to look at the graph first. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to look to see where the graphs intersect, okay, from 0 to 2 pi. And my period is still showing pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. Now notice, between 0 and 2 pi, they actually touch in two places. Instead of finding zeros, I'm going to find intersect. So option 5. And I'm going to do a left bound, and I'm going to do a right bound, which is about pi over 2. Oop, hang on, what did I just do? Intersect, option 5. Okay, I'm going to do 0. Oh, first curve, second curve. Sorry, I was thinking the wrong thing. First curve, second curve, and then I'm going to guess about right there. So my answer is 0.9. What did that just give me? Let's do it again because it gave me the one back there. I had the right one. Tech difficulty is first curve, second curve. We're going to do pi over 4. Just because. Which is, so my answer is 0.785 for the first one. Okay, and then for the second one, when we do second, calculate intersect, option 5. I'm going to enter, first curve, second curve, and I'm going to say that's like 5 pi over 4. Somewhere around there, which is 3.927. So that's our final answer there. Okay, so hopefully I didn't confuse you on any of that using your calculator. Most people are okay graphing. They made most of their mistakes on this type of problem here on their test. Again, reach out if you have any questions. Let me know. I'm here to help you. I miss you guys. Hopefully you're taking care of yourselves and your family. Have a great day.